Alright, what is up, boys? Welcome back to the video. This has been a long awaited video. I've been hyping up this video for a little bit. It's going to be my college football buys. I'm going to be going over a whole spreadsheet I made for this. And yes, there's a lot of players on here. Obviously, you can only have 100 players, but I'm going to kind of navigate how I go about it. And I will share the spreadsheet in closer to football season when the cards drop, probably a week before, on the Real Sports. I have my group, obviously, so if you want to have the updated one whenever that drops, make sure to join Copious Investments. The way you do that is this is desktop form because it's just easier for me to do desktop for a spreadsheet and kind of go back and forth. But you could just search me up, search up members, Copious highlights. It's going to look a little different on mobile when you want to search someone up, but it's the same thing as my YouTube channel name. You're just going to go here, you're going to go scroll down. No, you're going to go to the About section where it says Join Copious Investments. You just join that. We'll put that in there. We also have the Karma group, which I'm going to be doing a lot of the Karma picks this year for football, or college football, not NFL. And then we also have the Trade Hub, which is going to help you out whenever, you have to upgrade your cards. But I want to go over how I'm going to go about this. So, obviously, you get to buy 5 teams. I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be very important that you upgrade your teams and focus on your teams this year. But I also have a lot of players that you could just buy that you don't have to own the team, and you can upgrade and make racks with pretty easily. And I'm going to go over all those players as well. But remember, they kind of changed it all this year with the rating systems and stuff like that, and how they go about making racks. And it's really just about like your season average rating and beating that. So if you beat that, you get like way more racks, obviously. Now, we saw this, obviously. MLB players make so much more racks than they did last year, and they have so many more games than, college football. So it's really hard to say how much they're going to boost the racks. Obviously, this is, this is boosted racks because this is playoffs for college football. So we will have some teams on the spreadsheet that I think will make the college football playoffs and are worth buying. And then we'll have some others that may not, but they could. I think all the guys on my spreadsheet should make the college football playoffs except maybe one. And I will be adding more teams to it just in the future. But if you're someone who wants to go upgrade your own team, just look up our lads. You can just look up our lads. It goes over all the depth charts of all the teams. They're not completely updated because not all teams actually share their depth charts. Like I forget which one. I think it's like Auburn or something doesn't share their actual depth chart, so it's just more going off of like insight and rumors and people at camps going over what they think is going to be the actual lineup. So I think Navy or Air Force and those like academy schools don't really show it, but this is the spreadsheet. I don't have the NFL buys on here yet. NFL is going to be a lot different for how I go about that, but we are supposed to get some news on like all the college football updates. We may be getting some more conferences. If we do get some more conferences, which would be more like FCS, I will be going over all the best FCS players to go ahead and buy, which will be like some running backs and stuff like that. I mean, Sacramento State, I will be buying Sacramento State if they are on the app. But yeah, let's just go over this. Starting off with running backs. These are going to be on the left. You can see running backs tab. These are going to be the most. There's going to be more running backs on here than any other position group. And I think running backs, I would not be mad if I was you and bought 50 running backs. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but running backs are so much better value than any other position besides, like legitimately better position than any other position, like obviously when it comes to making racks. And there's just so many star running backs in college football when you really look at it. Like Jeremiah Love's going to be a star. Isaac Brown's probably going to be the best running back in football. Bryson Washington will probably be the second or first best running back in football this year. Jonah Coleman, really very good. And then I got Singleton and Katron Allen, both guys who play for Penn State, who I actually have as a buy over here, Penn State. And I kind of want to go over this real quick. Whenever you buy a team, you should always buy like I'd say about 7 to 8 to 10 players on the team. Obviously, you can't buy defense, as we know right now for college football. So I do have some of the backups, like for example, Boise State. I have them as a buy because I think they are a top 2 team for Mountain West. They're gonna win the Mountain West, no matter what, in my opinion. But I think they're the best, group of 5 teams, so they should make the playoffs and they should have an easier schedule. So I think they're very much worth buying. But as you can see here, I have 3 of the running backs. Now I don't put that these guys are running backs. I just assume you know that, but I'm also explaining this to you. Malik Sherrod is coming over, I believe, from San Diego State, and he's a really good running back. They also have a really good O-line, so that's another reason why having 3 running backs is worth it for them, because there's obviously, I think Malik Sherrod is going to get the bulk of the carries, but Gaines and Dubar should also get plays. And then we have, I can't remember which one. I think it's Matt Lauder. Yeah, is their tight end. Their other tight end, I didn't put him on the list, but I may add him to it. Is a guy maybe worth buying just because they use their tight ends a lot in the red zone, so they're catching touchdowns, and that should be worth a good amount of racks. And then Maddox also was quarterback. He was really good last year. I believe it was Latrell or Chris that was really good at receiver for them last year. So, and I think they're going to pass a little bit more this year because Maddox is coming into another year of playing, and he was pretty good last year. He's kind of like the best Group of 5 quarterback, other than like Parker Navarro or Owen McCown. But Owen McCown's a cheater, so probably the best. Also, we have LSU up here: Garrett Nussmeier, Nick Anderson, Barry Brown, Aaron Anderson, and then Trey'Dez Green. These are all insane players. Garrett Nussmeier is probably top 2 quarterback in college football behind Cade Klubnik, I'd say, if not the best. And then we also have Caden Durham Jackson Jr. down here. Caden Durham's a pretty good running back as well. And I think they have 3-star receivers. So I think LSU is actually a really good team this year, and they're projected to be like top 3 team in the nation. Clemson's supposed to be the best team in the nation this year, arguably. Maybe Penn State, but Cade Klubnik, maybe the best quarterback. Antonio Williams, Brian Westcott Jr., TJ Moore, the best wide receiver trio we've seen in college football in a while. It's either them or Nick Anderson, Barry Brown, and Aaron Anderson. Like, these are the most insane trios you'll probably see in college football for a while. These are like kind of like level. It's just put this in perspective. This is kind of like the level of Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and like Terrence Marshall Jr. all like on the same team. And I think Trey'Dez Green is like a better tight end than Moss was. So I think, I like LSU a lot. I think LSU's like, this is their make it or break year. Same thing kind of for Clemson. So, I mean, these make it or break years are going to be your best years just for college football because you only have so much time with each player on your team. So, yeah, and then Penn State obviously is supposed to win the Big Ten this year. It could be hard. I mean, the Big Ten, you never know what's really going to happen there. But Drew Aller, another year under his belt. He looked pretty good last year for the most part. I'm not the biggest Drew Aller fan. Like, I don't believe in him like that, but Kyron Hudson, Devontae Ross, and Pena are all pretty good receivers. Like, Kyron Hudson's a good receiver, and Devontae Ross is a good receiver. So I think he has his best receiving core, but he doesn't have Tyler Warren this year, which sucks. So I don't really know how great they're going to be. I think Keelan Dickens is their replacement for Tyler Warren, and you can't really replace Tyler Warren. But they do have Nick Singleton, Kaytron Allen with the best 1-2 punch running back duo in college football by far. So those are like 2 top 10 running backs in the nation, if not top 5. So I like them a lot. Texas Tech is a big question mark. I think they're either going to finish first, second, or third in the Big 12. But the Big 12 is so unpredictable every year. But if there's a team I really would say like has a really good shot, it's Baylor. Sawyer Robertson's a pretty good quarterback. And then Bryson Washington is I think he's a top 3 or 2 running back in college football. I think he's better than Jeremiah Love. I know people are going to go all out for Jeremiah Love. Like, they're going to show him so much praise and stuff because of his great gaming out in the CFB playoffs last year, and he's just really good overall last year. But I don't believe in their quarterback play at Notre Dame, so I think all teams are going to be really dialed in on stopping the run against Notre Dame. I think their run will still be very good. Don't get me wrong; they're going to be like the Navy of not the academy schools, So. And the thing is about Notre Dame, they play a lot of easy competition in the regular season. I just don't believe in them when it comes to playoffs and stuff. But Baylor, I think, has a really good shot at winning the Big 12 this year, and I think they had the best shot overall, maybe other than Texas Tech. But we'll have to see. I just think Bryson Washington is so good, their O-line is so good, and then they have pretty solid receivers, and then they have a pretty solid quarterback. And then I'll go over Texas Tech real quick. Morton's was a lethal quarterback last year. They lost Joshua Kelly, their star receiver, but they still have other really good receivers. They bring in Quentin Joyner to transfer portal. This was the most coveted transfer running back in all of college football this offseason. He was supposed to go to Ohio State. He was leaving USC. He showed a lot of flashes at USC. He only had 400-something yards, but he is behind Woody Marks, and they just have so many people on that. Like, they have so many running backs that it's insane. But he was like the guy that Ohio State lost out on. They tried paying him a ton of money, but Texas Tech one-upped him, and he just wanted to go to Texas Tech. I don't think he wanted to go to Ohio State because, let's be honest, Ohio State doesn't like just show off their players like that. Like, they kind of did. They kind of screwed over like Henderson and Judkins last year because they had to like share carries and stuff like that, and they'd only do the hot hand and whatever. But that's why you saw both those guys go in the second round. If one got to show more potential than the other, they probably would have won in the first round. So he goes to a team with Texas Tech where they really do use their players on offense to their best potential. So I believe in him a lot. I think he's going to be a top 10 running back in college football this year, if not the best. And I keep saying the best because it's just like you never know with college football, but Isaac Brown should be. And then I think Bryce Washington should be second. Jeremiah Love should be in the top 5. And then I'd say like Quentin Joyner's up there, Darius Taylor, Anthony Hankerson for group of 5 is insane. Le'Veon Moss is another guy I could see being in the top 5. Dylan Edwards would be probably like top 10, top 15. Also, I just want to go over this. Ahmad Hardy, I'm not super high on him, but everyone else is, so I have to put him on here. Quentin Wisner, not super high on him, but everyone else is. It's just because like these guys, they could get screwed over. Like, they're really good players, right? But they could get screwed over, not get the amount of carries that they deserve, or they have to like split carries and stuff like that. So it just is what it is. I know Ahmad Hardy could just get all his goal line reps taken from him, so he could like score no touchdowns but have like an insane amount of yards. That's just the facts with Ahmad Hardy. Mekhi Hughes, if you're going to hear all these people hyping up Mekhi Hughes because he was like a star running back for Tulane, he's transferring to Oregon. I just don't think Mekhi Hughes I don't think he's going to be a star. Like, I know he'll be very good, but I don't think he's like elite when it comes to transferring up to Big Ten play. I think he's going to have a much harder time at Big Ten play. Obviously, Oregon knows what they're doing, but I don't know. I think him at the group of 5 would be the best running back maybe in the nation, but him in the Big Ten, I think he's like, not even top 10. But everyone's going to tell you to buy him, so I have to tell you to buy him too. Desmond Reed is going to be insane. Fluff Bothwell is a guy people are hyping up. I don't know if he's going to live up to the hype transferring to Mississippi State. He's coming from South Alabama, I believe. And he was very good there. Like, as a true freshman, he was insane. But transfers up to a SEC school, and Mississippi State's not even a great SEC school, so he's going to get the reps, don't get me wrong, but it could be hard. He could have some really bad weeks. Jaden Ott, Oklahoma. This guy was a projected first-round pick 2 years ago. That has a really bad year at Cal last year. Really not a lot of his fault. It's just awful team, awful players around him. And now he transferred to Oklahoma, who can run the ball, and he's a star running back. Like, he should be top 10 running backs this year. Jamal Haynes, Georgia Tech. If you get Jamal Haynes, make sure you get the quarterback for Georgia Tech as well. He's pretty good. I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head, but I do have him on the list on quarterbacks. Jaheim White should be pretty solid. Le'Veon Moss is a guy. If I have these guys bolded in red on running backs, these are like must-buys, in my opinion. Jeremiah Love is like a must-buy, and so is Jonah Coleman. Like, a lot of these guys, I think you should buy like almost 50 running backs, if I'm being honest. Like, that's what I would do. Durham, LSU, I already put him on there. Jadion Thomas, UNLV. If you get him, make sure to get like Alex Orji on UNLV also, because he's going to be running the ball a lot. They're just going to run the ball a lot at UNLV. It's going to be kind of like New Mexico last year, and it can make you a ton of racks, because like Devin Dampier is now on Utah, the quarterback who played for New Mexico Lobos last year. That guy's legit. He's going to be at Utah running like crazy. Sherrod, Boise State guy. Boise State's hard because you're probably going to have 3 guys running the ball. But there's a guy who's going to get like, and there's either guy, like, you could have any of those guys go off any week. Like, you know what I mean? And make you like 200 racks if they rework the rack system. So that's just kind of how it works. Nate Frazier, Georgia. I like him a lot. Hanson, Iowa State. He was really good last year. Just 800 yards-ish, I believe, maybe. And now he's going to get the bulk of the carries. Abu Sama's also there. But Abu Sama sucks. But who knows, maybe he turns around this year and becomes really good. Jay Miller, Alabama. Kanye Udo transferring from Army, coming to Arizona State, replacing Cam Scatterbu. I believe in him like that. We have a lot of group of 5 running backs. And now when I talk about group of 5 running backs, this is legitimately where you make the most racks is group of 5 running backs and even quarterback to an extent. As example, right here we had DeQuan Finn, Miami, Ohio. This guy transferred up to I forget what school he transferred to, but he transferred to like I can't remember where DeQuan Finn was last year, but he's transferring back to the group of 5, and even more important, he's transferring to a trash school like Miami, Ohio. No, that's not. And if you don't know anything, yeah, he was at Toledo at one point. And where was he last year? I know he was at Baylor. Okay, so he was at Baylor, and he didn't work out at Baylor. But here's the thing: they have Sawyer Robertson, who's pretty good, and DeQuan Finn at the Group of 5 level is a star quarterback, so he should be pretty good down there. They made Damon Williams, another guy at Washington. I like Washington. I may put Washington as a team you may want to buy, and that's just the truth. Like, I think they should be easier to upgrade. I think they're going to be pretty good. We have Preston Stone, Northwestern. We have Nico all the way down here at UCLA. I believe in Nico. A lot of people don't, but I believe in him. Micah Elhado is probably going to have like 10 buys by week 1. Like, I'm not joking. Micah Elhado is going to make so many racks this year for Hawaii because Hawaii, guys, has 2 star receivers, Nick Senecal and Ashlock or how do you say his last name? And these are 2 star receivers. They also have Harris and another guy who are pretty good. And they don't have tight ends. Like, if you know anything about Miami, or not Miami, but Hawaii, they don't have tight ends. They just throw the ball the entire time. And this guy had like 4 touchdowns and like 350 yards in his 1 start last year. So he's the shit. Owen McCown at UTSA, he's pretty good, but he is a cheater. And if you guys don't know about Owen McCown and UTSA, they cheated against Memphis last year. So Memphis had a backup DB who was like high school teammates with Owen McCown and was texting him on Instagram all like the call signals for the defense and all that stuff, telling them like who to target and blah 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 and all that crap. And Memphis was supposed to win that game by like 14 points and they ended up losing by like 8 or something. And Owen McCown had the best game of the season up to that point, like big time against Memphis. And Memphis kind of got screwed over because of that. Memphis kind of got screwed over twice. They kind of got screwed over against Navy, and they got definitely screwed over by UTSA. So it is what it is, but they could have definitely made the college football playoffs. Gunnar Stockton, Cade Velkamp for FAU is a really good one. I think I'm going to put some FAU. If you want to get a group of 5 guy who's going to throw the ball a lot, Cade Velkamp is going to do it. He's transferring over from Western Kentucky following his coordinator from FAU, who this guy basically made Bailey Zappi have some of the most passing yards of all time, like 6,000 in a season. And he's going to FAU. They're going to be slinging the ball around. He's going to have a lot of yards. He's going to make a lot of racks. Malik Murphy, Oregon State, transferring from Duke, starting quarterback at Duke. There's teams at the Power 4 level interested in him, offering him. He said, no, I'm going to go to Oregon State because I just want to play bums, and that should make him a lot of racks. Byron Brown, USF, University of South Florida. He was really good 2 years ago. If you guys have been watching football for 2 years on college football, he was just hurt a lot last year. So I hope he can come back this year, be good. I do want to talk about Alonzo Barnett, JMU, and also George Pettaway. They're starting running back along with Ayo Adeji, the backup running back. These are like 3 guys maybe worth buying. I know Barnett and George Pettaway are definitely worth buying, right? But Ayo Adeji is probably also maybe worth buying, the backup running back for JMU, because I believe he's very good. Like, I think he could start at a lot of different schools in the Group of 5 level. I think, I just don't know, like, who's advising that guy to go, like, compete with certain players. But he's getting hoed over. But, yeah, I'm going to show, you can screenshot this, whatever. You don't need to. I'm going to put this in the chat. But I'm just kind of explaining this for, like, people that you want to go ahead and focus all your resources, for the most part, first off, on the first 5 teams you buy, right? Probably buy your favorite team, go buy a Group of 5 team, and then probably grab 3 Power 4 teams that should make the playoffs and be good. LSU's a big what if, you know what I mean? Like, they're projected to make the playoffs and be very good this year, but it's SEC. You never know. Like, SEC's a tough conference. You know what I mean? Like, Georgia could be good. Bama, probably not. Texas probably will be, to a degree. Oklahoma could be good. You never know. Auburn could just come out of nowhere and be very good. Like, that's kind of how it is. And Texas A&M could even, like, their defense is always good. Their running back's very amazing. O-line's pretty good. If they just get some decent quarterback play with the great receivers they have, they should be insane. You know what I mean? But that's just the truth. Ohio State, Michigan, have no idea how good those teams will be this year. Ohio State's supposed to be good, but you just don't know. Julian Saints can be the starting quarterback. Obviously, Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, they have players there, but they don't have, like, great running backs. Do they? I don't know. Like, they don't have a star running back. They were trying to get Quentin Joyner. They couldn't get Quentin Joyner to come over there and be their starting running back. So it's hard to say with a team like that, like what protection they're gonna get. They did have a guy transfer there. I forget who he is, but I do know he's not that great. So now, do they have good recruits? Yes, they always have good recruits, and they've been developing guys for a while, but it's just hard to tell you. Now going over receivers. We have all the star receivers. Also, guys, Indiana is a team I did not put on here yet, but I'm going to be putting Indiana on here of teams worth buying plus players, and I think Indiana is really worth it. I like Mendarzo, or how you say his name, the quarterback. He's very good, and then they also have a really good receiver, Elijah Sarate, or however you say, right here. He's in the top 10. He's a top 5 receiver probably. I like him a lot. I think he's definitely worth buying. I would say, like, go through here and just buy receivers on really good teams. You know what I mean? Because there's no point in buying receivers, like, on a trash team. You know what I mean? Like, I put all the receivers on good teams on this buy list. I didn't put no trash receivers. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't put receivers on trash teams or teams that aren't gonna, like, throw the ball a lot. I think the only teams that I would, like, avoid is probably Ole Miss receivers if you don't believe in Ole Miss. And I don't really believe in Alabama, but I put Alabama on here too just because I feel like I have to. And same thing with Texas. I don't know how good Arch Manning is going to be, like, his first year, and I don't know how much they're going to really, like, lean on him. You know what I mean? But I do know Nick Anderson, Barryon Brown, Aaron Anderson are all going to get leaned on by LSU. I know Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate are going to get thrown to a lot. I do know that Ryan Williams is going to catch the ball probably a lot, but they're going to have, like, 4 receivers that are pretty damn good on Alabama. And I don't know how much you believe in Alabama's new quarterback, whom I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head, but he is, younger, but I do believe in their head coach. Alabama obviously did a lot of great things with Washington, quarterback Michael Penix Jr. and receivers, and he always did, so he should be pretty good. But, yeah, and then USC, I don't know how much I believe in Maeva, the quarterback. He transferred from UNLV to be the backup of USC, and then he became a starter over Miller Moss, and now he's the starter. And he kind of proved a lot of people wrong towards the end of last year, but at the same time, I'm like, I just don't know, dude. You never know with Lincoln Riley. You never know with how he's gonna, he's gonna throw that ball, but he did not like Miller Moss last year. He did not like Miller Moss. And Miller Moss looked pretty good at the beginning of the year. And so I'm scared that Jaden Maeva is just going to suck, like, after 4 games for USC. That's just kind of how I feel. Like, Nebraska's a team I like a lot. I think Nebraska, I don't think they're going to be amazing. Don't get me wrong. But Dylan Raiola, they have a great receiver. They have a great running back in Emmett Johnson. So I kind of like Nebraska as a low-key buy if you just want to, like, upgrade a team. And then tight ends over here, I only have 3 right now. I'm probably going to add, like, up to 10 max, but I don't even recommend buying tight ends unless you're going to buy their team. Like, that's just kind of the only tight end I haven't, like, put up here who isn't like on a team buy right now is RJ Maryland for SMU, because RJ Maryland is probably, like, honestly the best tight end in college football. Like, he could be, you know what I mean? So I had to put him up there. Kevin Jennings coming back, the quarterback for SMU. SMU made the playoffs last year. Did they deserve to make the playoffs? I don't know, but they won a lot of games. Kevin Jennings, pretty good quarterback. RJ Maryland, a very good tight end. So I hope that connection stays good this year. And if you want, you can make a lot of racks off them. But for the most part, I say just focus on running backs. Focus on upgrading your specific teams. Obviously, I'm going to have, like, all the, guys. Like, Christian Washington's probably going to have, like, 100 buys maximum. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to have, like, 100 total buys before week 1. And same thing with Scott Humphrey for New Mexico. This guy could have 50. So what I'm trying to explain to you is like, whenever you go buy these guys, and you're gonna get like these racks from just people buying them up once they have like a pop off week, you're gonna make a lot of racks back. So for you broke, not to be rude or anything, but the people that are really broke don't have racks. These group of five guys, like the running backs, quarterbacks, guys who are getting overlooked, or people are just gonna forget whenever it comes to buying cards. These are the guys who are gonna help you make a lot of racks because of card holder thresholds. And like last year, I remember there's just certain guys I made so many racks off of because they had like an insane game. I remember Jimmy Horn Jr. last year. I wouldn't put him on a list, right? But for Colorado, had that crazy first game or whatever or something where he like 3 touchdowns at like 180 yards or something, and he went crazy. And people were like, "Oh, it's a Colorado receiver. I'm gonna go buy him." And he sucked almost for the rest of the year. But I made like I think 100 racks off of people buying him that night. So obviously, I don't care about that because I don't need the racks. But if you guys do, I mean, these group of five guys, they're definitely worth buying. They're definitely worth upgrading for the most part too. And even some of the underrated guys on like group of or power four teams, like Northwestern running back. He's pretty damn good. Where's he at on here? I know he's on here, but there's just guys worth buying. I don't know where he is, but he's on here somewhere. You can look at it whenever. Yeah, Cam Porter. Cam Porter's pretty damn good. So that's kind of like the gist of it all. Like I got Al J Henderson, Buffalo too. So I just don't recommend buying a bunch of receivers for the most part or tight ends. I just recommend buying quarterbacks, running backs, focusing on your 3 teams or your 5 teams. And yeah, I mean, I'm also gonna put on some teams that may be worth buying if you don't even care about them making the college football playoff. Teams like Hawaii, I may buy Hawaii just because I like to watch late night football, and I like the fact that their offense is gonna be super fun to watch this year. They're gonna kind of have like that San Diego State, or not San Diego State, but San Jose State, Washington sort of offense this year. So it could be fun to watch them. And there's gonna be some other teams like that as well. So yeah, peace. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to follow the group or join the group, and I'll have this whole spreadsheet out, and I'll be going over some other buys on there as well. So yeah, peace.